Ricky, I know there have been a lot of times where you've had teams that were capable of winning it, and maybe some things just went awry. To be able to capitalize on this opportunity, what's the relief, enjoyment, everything feel like right now?
Yeah, it's been an emotional day. You know, it's an emotional day, and I don't want to get into that because I won't get through it. But just the you know, when you get to this point, it just comes down. It all goes back. It just goes back to the relationship. You know, you kind of go back to why you get into coaching in the first place. And you know, we're sitting here with one of the seniors, and you know, I know I'm never going to coach him again. But the beautiful part is, I know I'm going to be friends with him for the rest of my life. And these other two guys, really everybody in that locker room. And ultimately, the basketball is one thing, but when it ends, that's what hits you. You know, it's just, man, unless you're a part of a team, especially, and put the time in, you just don't get it. It's a different relationship that you have with players and teammates. And you just go through so much together, and then to be standing and win that last one is it's just a special feeling, man. It's really, really a special feeling.
What is it about this group that's so special?
Just good old-fashioned, man, hard work. I mean, I'm just telling you, every coach you talk to them says their team works hard, and I get it, and a lot of teams do. I'm not saying, but these guys just live it. I mean, they just live it, but it's not a job to them. You know, they do it because they enjoy being with each other and being in the gym and improving their game. That's what made them special. They're talented as all get out, but they put the necessary time to be great. And you know, as their coach, man, it's easy. I've got the easy part, and I was just glad to go along for the ride with these guys. And just shoot, they're talented, but they've got all those other intangibles that it takes to be special.
Jaylen, I look at the bruises on your knee, the scrapes on your knee, and the way y'all play defensively and offensively. How much conditioning, strength work, everything goes. I mean, you guys never take a play off.
I mean, that started. Last year after we lost, I think it was 2 weeks after we had lost, we were all in the weight room. And we've been lifting weights literally ever since. Even when during the season, we're lifting after games and stuff like that. And I think that's where it comes from. And then also in practice, I mean, we're playing live a lot. We're running full court all the time, 3 possessions. So it was like, we've been prepared for this. So it was really nothing new. We knew it was going to be a tough battle, but we've been playing that all year.
Owen, did you intentionally wait for the light to go off before you shot that last three, just out of respect and sportsmanship or whatever?
Yeah, I'm gonna lie. I saw Coach Norris say no, don't shoot this. But yeah, I had to wait to, wipe it off.
But you hit the night celly, and I mean, you and Cam were both hitting threes there in the fourth quarter. I mean, it just felt pretty fitting though to kind of hit a Steph Curry celebration, given what y'all are doing on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, it was just instinct, just having fun out there. That's all that matters.
Coach, you talk about how important, speaking of shooting, is how important that was for you guys, especially from three in a game that was pretty close. This math, I ended up,
Yeah, I think he kept us in the game in the first half. We were having a hard time stopping them. I think we looked at the stat sheet and we came out and they were shooting 70% from the floor. But we were pretty good on offense too, and so it kind of kept us in the game. And then I don't know how many we ended up with for the game. How many threes did we make? 11. Yeah, and then it just kind of, I thought our defense settled in. I thought that was the difference in the third quarter. We got settled in defensively and we're much better on that end. And we just kind of had a hard time scoring in the third. And then we just kept at it, kept playing defense, and then our offense finally caught up and we were able to separate. I mean, it's a good team. Fred Smith is a heck of a player and demands a lot of your attention. And their guys they were 4 from 3 maybe in the first half. I mean, they're hard to play against, but I feel like we are too. We've got a lot of guys, talented guys on the floor that can share the wealth a little bit. I thought Cam's three there. I don't remember the score. I felt like it was 4 or 5, and he hit that three in front of our bench, and I thought that kind of opened the floodgates a little bit as far as our confidence shooting the ball.
Houston Torres.
Oh man, so happy for him, man. So happy for him. We talked about him a little bit yesterday, but man, he just is different, right? He came from a situation where he was one of the guys, and now he's coming off the bench for us, and his attitude's been unbelievable. And that is so rare these days, that he wanted that challenge and wanted to play against these guys and practice every day. And so, man, I couldn't be happier for him. I mean, we needed him, man. We needed him. We were in a little bit of foul trouble. Shavar got 2, Alex got 2 early. And, Houston finished, made free throws, made a 3. It was just awesome. But it's this team, right? I mean, you look, I can go down the line with all these guys, and all 7 guys that played, they all contribute at a high level and just demand a lot of each other and set a high level expectation, and they're just fun to coach.
Coach, Jaylen, talk about, they tied the game up, seemed to have the momentum at 38. From that point on, they didn't score a meaningful basket until it was.
Well, that's right.
Till the
Yeah,
final
I hadn't
30,
thought about that.
final less than a minute to go. Talk about buckling down when it seemed to be tough and coming through the way you guys did.
I think part of that comes from us just being in this position so many times. I mean, our schedule this year was, it was tough. We lost to 2 OTE teams, and we're playing ranked teams all throughout the season and stuff. So we've been used to the people are going to have runs, they're going to make runs, but if we just stay true to what we do, we're going to be fine. I just felt like we had the confidence in ourselves that if we just play as a team, we're going to lock in and they're not going to score.
Coach, you talked before about how big of a leader Owen is. Can you describe, what that relationship's like, what his relationship is to the rest of his teammates, and what, how that has been sort of an anchor for you guys?
For sure. Owen is, and all 3 of these guys are, and it comes from the work ethic. You've got to respect somebody that puts the time that these 3 guys put in to become better basketball players. Owen's a little goofy too. I think that helps. He gets along with most everybody. And he's got an ability to laugh at himself. When he does something that is maybe a little bit out of line. I don't know if out of line is the right word, but he's got that ability to laugh at himself. He's a connector. Like everybody likes Owen. You got a problem, that's your problem if you don't like him. But he's a like all 3 of these guys are super competitive. Which causes some tension from time to time between them and me and them and all that, but I think that's why going back was 38-38, there was no flinch. We've been through that. There was no flinch, and it's.
Cam, can you talk a little bit about, the relationship that you guys have together? Coach, talked about it. It's it may be contentious sometimes, but that's competitive spirit. Just talk a little bit about it and how it's maybe informed this team.
Well, I think our relationships is what keeps us together. Each and every single person on our team, we all have a tight relationship with each other, and it goes back to we all see each other in the gym every day. So we're all working out together. We're all going to school together. We talk at school, sit at school. We spend so much time with each other, and that's why our bond is the way it is. Man, everything is not just basketball. The way we play on the court has a lot to do with how we talk to each other off the court, what we do after practice. We might go eat after practice, go spend some time with you guys, By no means is it only basketball, because these relationships, these connections are gonna last us for a lifetime. So you just gotta do everything you can to keep them strong.
What better way to kind of have a lifetime of memories than to have this moment for you guys? What's that mean for you guys, and being able to do this at Webb, and I think only one other state championship, and that was 6 years ago. To just talk a little bit about being that team that kind of ends that drought and gets that second title for the school.
Yeah, part of it, we all love seeing each other succeed, and being the team to win the first state championship in some years means a lot to us. We all, the amount of work we put in, this is kind of what we expected. Being this team is just special, and wouldn't trade it for anything.
Owen, can you talk a little bit about that? That relationship with you. Coach said, you're kind of goofy a little bit. Maybe the guy that gets everybody loose. Talk a little bit about that. From yourself.
Just being goofy. All of our guys are goofy. Don't get it twisted. All of us in practice are laughing, making jokes sometimes when coach are talking too. I think being goofy just brings all of us together. We all just have a good time and laugh. Even when, times go hard, we're just having fun out there. That's the biggest thing.